Hi, everyone. Welcome to Black Spring with Autumn. And we have a bit of a blowback of a rally coming out of DC and a lot more to come up. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn on your Sunday. And you are joining me for a bit of a blowback out of DC with the protesters that are anti SCOTUS pick and much more. Shout out to the loyal patrons, Derek C. Williams, Killer Bill Channels, The Definition of Anarchy, Chrysler Imperial H, Little Miss Goth, Let the Truth Be Told, AZ Infidel, and Cold War Jesus. Thank you guys so much for all that you do and for your support on the channel. Shout out to all the loyal subscribers and the followers on Periscope. Now, I'm bringing you this as a middleman, however you want to call it. I'm bringing you this live coverage, and I hope to do so without interruption. But if so, I will do my best to mitigate the discrepancies or issues. So hang in there, and thanks so much for joining me on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. Shout out to you, JT Waterman. Thank you so much for coming in. Looks like we're on a little bit of a stall here, but I thank you guys so much. If you are joining me today for the first time, this is a bit of a follow-up from yesterday's coverage at the steps of the Supreme Court. So we'll see what happens. It looks like we've lost a little bit here, so hang on just a second. We will resume as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and thank you so much for taking care with the channelytics today. I appreciate it. So a lot happening. A lot happening. But I will pick up the coverage in just a second. But yesterday we actually had the pick, which is Amy Coney Barrett. And that was done yesterday around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, the vultures are on cue in the mainstream media. However, I want to draw your attention to something very specific when it comes to media coverage and media influence. Now, during the Franklin Graham's prayer march, you had no coverage from a mainstream media. But you actually have, but today, I do believe you have some mainstream coverage on the steps of the Supreme Court. So there's that's the first, you might call it your first bias, whatever you might want to call it. But I think it's an interesting fact to bring to the front. Let's front load with just right away, since we are without imagery right now. But I will be bringing you that. I will resume that coverage as soon as it's available again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, just a reminder that some other announcements will be coming out on the channel later today in reference to the schedule, as well as a potential stream for the debates on Tuesday. So I'd love to have all of you guys on Tuesday for the debates. So we will do our best there, and entertaining, at least. There will be elements of entertainment, and I would imagine some elements of awkwardness as well. So shout out to DJ Vision Barnett. Thank you so much, DJ, for coming in. I really appreciate it. Shout out to JT Waterman. Thank you so much for coming in. So yeah, I not quite sure what happened, but let me see. I will, as soon as things are back up and running, I will bring you back in But for now, let's see. I'll run this for just, I guess I'll do just a little bit of an open-ended commentary for now, but then hopefully I can bring you guys back in to the blowback that we were seeing. I'll tell you where we are just now, what you've missed, or what we've missed on the channel is so far they've had an opener they've had a couple of openers projecting that this is a democracy, and they've touted that the popular vote wasn't, who won the popular vote versus the electoral college. This is what's at stake here. If we're going to go with what's constitutionally sound, or within the parameters or the framework of the Constitution, we know that those interpretations, we have people out here that call themselves the people that either didn't take civics, didn't pass civics, weren't offered civics. Either way, they are misinformed, and they are miscommunicating and misrepresenting how this works. And that all that does is add more fuel to the low information voter. It doesn't bring any clarity. But something tells me that even if they were aware of the truth, that it wouldn't make any difference. And you've got some people call that reprobate, some people call it cognitive dissonance, but even that's taught. Even those ideas are taught. This is not a pure democracy. For all these geniuses out here saying that this is a democracy, our democracy. Well, all the democracies that were established before the US, or before America, they were failed democracies. And the founders at least knew that they had reasons, specific reasons, or they had all the reasons and the points and the support to not create a founding based on pure democracy. So it's, it's amazing. You find some of the people with some of the highest aptitudes, but they can't understand that they don't understand civics, or they reject civics. Now I'm about 50, I'm about 60-40 that they reject civics, because many people, they don't want to conform to anything unless it falls in line with their beliefs. Now we can get that. There's hypocrisy on both sides, I'm going to say, but I'm going to save that for another time. JT Waterman, shout out to you, says we're given a republic. We were given a republic if we can keep it. Ben Franklin. Yes, but apparently, if these people have their way, we are not going to keep it. We are this close. We are very close to not keeping it, because they are demanding it. They want to make socialism. They want to euphemize socialism and communism, and hold the banners of communism and march through the streets with banners of communism. The Democrats claim that they're custodians of the Constitution, but they act, and their tactics are communist. You notice how, now I'm drawing this down for one, this little assembly that they're doing on the steps. It's like they've come up with their own, they want to tell you that the founders were wrong, and that their ideas are better, that they know what's best for you. They stand there, and they actually come up with something. What do you want to call it? They create an invocation. I don't know. What are they invoking? if they're talking about abortion, then to me they're invoking a dark spirit. And the demographic that shows up at these rallies it's got to be some of the most miserable people. But I've said this before, the left and these progressives, they attract a very specific demographic, very specific, and they know. So as soon as I can bring you that, we lost audio on that coverage. So as soon as I can pick it back up, I will bring it back to you. Let's see.
Many women believe that.
Yeah, I officially lost the coverage on that. So that's actually correct. But yes, they want to secularize, if you can. They want to secularize. I'm making up words today. I'll be a wordsmith. And I'll try to bring some clarity to my wordsmithing, but they want to secularize this nation. They want your blessings to continue eugenics. I mean, they want a Make-A-Wish Foundation, all in the name of. See, what they're doing is they started out talking about the Affordable Care Act, and their opener, she can't even get her script together. I mean, apparently she's not scripted. She wasn't scripted. I think she couldn't even get the dates of Trump's presidency correct. So, I'm thinking these are a bunch of reactionaries that have decided to assemble. But I'm telling you, these people work all year long. And that's why I'm thinking, conservatives could step it up. These people, they work in waves. They're at work all of the time. And it was great to see that there was a group of young people. The pro-life generation seems to be out there, cycling sirens, and it was very interesting, very, very entertaining. Their own tactics are being used against them in this situation, which to me, I'm surprised that there aren't more people. And if they throw in the COVID, and then they go back to. Then they go to women's uterus, and yes, sounds like a winner, right? What is the actual role of the men getting up there? Can somebody explain that to me? Is it success that they've got these effeminate men up there shouting? Yeah, that men can't. You don't want anybody else to tell you what to do with your uterus, but you have a speaker that's telling you what to do either way, telling you which way to go. So you see the hypocrisy. It never ends. It never ends. And I've said this before. Everybody says, "Oh, this is not political," but you can tell. Everybody that was at the pro-life rally. Shout out to Trisha Living. How are you? Thanks so much for coming in. Shout out to Crazy Chick Sheena. Shout out to Cold War Jesus. But they want to make everything they want to. If my gosh, can you imagine them packing the courts? Then the entire country, everything would be living and breathing. That means that Supreme Court would be a living and breathing institution. Then they would just rotate radicals in and out. I mean, who knows? They might even decide that they're going to put the first transgender kid up there. But if you're not paying attention, everything is just fine. Just fine. Shout out to JT Waterman, who says they think men are to be like doormats until they can use them. Yeah, I don't know. What did I usually say? What, topsy-turvy? Topsy-turvy. topsy-turvy on the steps. But I will say it was nice to see. It was nice to see the amount of people standing up. I think they had about 50,000 people at the the prayer march yesterday, and today it's very sparse. It's very sparse, the representation that they have. But what I'm saying is, it's like, you can't. We have so many defectors in the government, and there's just so many defectors that you can't put your eggs in one basket at this point, left or right. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even McConnell, maybe he's even pedaling backwards a little bit, or he's going to play reindeer games. So this is far from over, ladies and gentlemen. It's far from over. Absolutely, CA. Shout out to you. Yeah, they're not. We fear them. You're right. It's the exact antithesis of they should fear us and not the opposite way around. And it is. We are fearing them. We are dealing with so many issues, and I'm going to save. There are at least 2 issues that if I'm not careful, I will get into them. But I'm going to save the one that's really out at the top of my list for another stream. But I will tell you guys, if you're just now joining me here, we were witnessing a rally, a pro-abortion rally, which followed the rally yesterday in DC, in which you had Franklin Graham, and of course you had the SCOTUS PIC presentation yesterday, and there were about 50,000 people doing the prayer march. And then from that, today we end up with the pro-abortionist. Yes, so as soon as I can bring it back, I will put it up. I'll be happy to put it back up, because it's actually live coverage. The coverage yesterday was live, and the coverage that I started today was live until we lost the sound. So yeah, but I really appreciate you guys. Shout out to the Definition of Anarchy. Thank you so much for coming in. So yeah, it's the fraud engines are turning. Where it stops, nobody knows. So I'm just gonna read a few comments. There's just shout out everybody that's in the stream. Shout out to DJ Vision Barnett. Shout out to JT Waterman. Shout out to Crazy Chick Sheena. Shout out to Trisha Living. Shout out to the Definition of Anarchy. Shout out to CA. Yeah, I'm thinking that, this is the time. But I think some people just don't get it. They don't get that. They don't get it either way. They don't get it whether we are in fear of them, or whether they are in fear of us. There's some people who've never heard that. They have no idea what that concept means. They have not. They don't. And that, to me, that's pretty dangerous. I mean, I am absolutely anti-eugenics, anti-genocide. And if it means the trajectory of this channel changes, then so be it. This is real time. This is real time that we're doing here. So I can't do that. I don't do parlor tricks or fairy tales very well. There's too much at stake. It's too much con. Are they going to give up the con? I don't think so. Shout out to everybody in the stream. Hi, Trisha Living, or Trika Living. I'm sorry. Trika Living. Thank you so much for coming in. So yeah, as soon as I can pick the coverage back up, I mean, things are actually getting pretty interesting out there. 'Cause, I mean, honest, when I see young people that are coming out and protesting, like pro-life young people's generation protesters, that was pretty staggering. It was good staggering. And so I hope, I don't know how long the rally is going to last, but I would imagine that this whole week is going to be fully loaded. I think even there's some things that are going on. Tuesday is a pretty hot to trot day. So I don't know what you guys tune in or tap into, but Tuesday's going to be fully loaded. I'm going to try to bring the debate here on some level. And I'll put out, of course, I'll do an update later today with the week schedule. And if I'm able to I'm going to try to legitimately stream that debate. Because I don't, because even the debates are not even for the people anymore. It's kind of, even the debates, the primaries and all of the, the clown shows that we've seen, even those have appeared and seemed more like covert operations or clandestine almost. It's a clandestine operation to witness these things. Shout out to Joe Flash. Jack Flash. I'm sorry. You guys, please forgive me. A little degeneration in my vision these days. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Shout out to you guys. The thing, because I remember there was a time where all networks would cover anything major, especially a debate. But now I'm it might be strong to say clandestine. We're clandestine even on our debates. And then to me, that should give everybody a pause as well. That should give everybody pause. Because if you start holding backdoor debates and do everything behind closed doors, then that's the problem. I've talked about this before. The transparency is not there. The transparency will not be there. And for the people, the transparency needs to be there. And I think these networks, there's some things that need to be done about that. They seem to be hell-bent on spying on us, but we can't even get access. We can't even get a variety of access to a debate. I mean, somebody had to have seen some of this coming. I don't know. I'm not trying to point the finger, but you don't have to be Columbo to see that this nation is under transformation. Shout out to Chrysler Imperial H. DJ Vision says, I'm getting on. Very cool, DJ. I will be looking for you. I will be looking around. I won't say I will be looking for you specifically. I will be snooping around. Let's say that. These are channels, right? So you can snoop around and find out things. It's like even like people when they come by the channel, whether your window's down or if you're not sure if you're going to come in, there's transparency even on the channels. Shout out to everybody in the stream. Yeah, if you guys want to click I hate to be a total narc about the channelytics, but if you guys want to click the thumb, that's helpful. I will tell you, the social media narcs and the technocrats, they're going to do everything they can. So we're going down to under 40. We're going down under 40 days on this whole election. This is starting to feel like a circus. So we're going down to under 40. So I think the resistance and the algorithms are going to go up. So if you stay tuned and tapped in even through the community tab, you'll be able to kind of, and I'm going to be relying, that's going to be like an insurance policy. I'm going to be relying on that community tab to keep things going. That once it's posted, I'm not sure if the algorithms are as strong on the community tab, but I will be using that as an insurance policy to kind of keep you guys informed on what I'm actually doing or what's actually coming out. And sometimes I may even need to use that to announce a stream. Who knows? I mean, I showed you guys, I did a video the other day, so you guys might check out that video. The ballots being, coming up in all places. Shout out to JT Waterman. Buckle up, buttercups. It's only going to get harder on us for a long time coming. They've even said they want it to keep going on long after. Yes. I hear you, JT Waterman. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jack Flash. And thank you guys so much. For those of you that are in here, since it's a Sunday, and I'm going to be doing more of these kind of pop-up streams. I'm going down to one day. I'll put that schedule up for you. Guys, go ahead and you can drop your links today. Especially for the I usually try to do it. The patrons, drop your links if you guys can do it. Let's see. Jack Flash says they will rule everything or ruin everything. Thank you so much, Cold War Jesus. I really appreciate that. So what I'll do, I'll drop some links. But yeah, you guys get to know each other around here. This is not a growth stream, but occasionally, I appreciate you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys here in the lives, and I appreciate you guys on the replay. It's equal engagement. It comes out the same. Shout out to you guys. Only mods can post links in the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. And I need to work on that. Thank you for the heads up, JT Waterman. I will fix that. So I will make you this by the time but before the next stream, I will have worked on some of that. Thank you so much. Yeah, and then for those of you that are absolutely new, I encourage you to look at the community tab. There are a set of rules of engagement on that, and especially with Tuesday night coming up, you want to make sure if you're new to the channel that it's nothing too rigid here, but I have the best moderators on the planet, so I have the best moderators on the planet. And yeah, I don't want to go into teacher mode on this channel, so that's why I defer to them, and they do an excellent job. In and out, nobody gets hurt, right? Let's see. Go to the three dots at the end of their comments and click there. Oh, they must have added that as a feature. It's like right now my three dots won't do that. I'll work on it. Because it's giving me only two options. Maybe I need to restart the thing. But thank you so much. I will work on it. It doesn't take that long to do. Shout out to everybody in the stream. So we're going to be monitoring things closely. Of course, the SCOTUS pick, the hearings and all of that business. We will be monitoring that. There's some very specific things that I want to get into next week. And then, of course, the debates on Tuesday. Thank you so much. So yes, let me take a look at the community tab. There's some things on the community tab already. Shout out to Crazy Chick Sheena. Thank you so much. There's mask hacks on the community tab. A lot of appalling things going on. I'm not sure if you guys, if you were here or if you've actually seen the clip of the woman being tased and arrested at a game. I'm not sure what type of game it was, but yeah, I'm saying this is not. You recognize where you are yet? You know, they said, what, the magic wand? What's the magic wand? Where's the magic wand? Let's see. At her kids' game. Just thinking, you know, but the thing about it is if you can arrest somebody for a mask, but you can't arrest these so-called peaceful protesters. I'm saying we better get concerned, ladies and gentlemen. We better get concerned. If that doesn't concern you, if we've skipped the fine for not wearing a mask, we're on to full mask and tasers. Full mask and tasers. I'm not sure where the freezing is coming from. I mean, I'm not getting any. I don't see it freezing on my end. I'm going to try to do some things with that this week. I'm not sure because I don't see it. I'm not doing a screen right now, so it should not be freezing. Usually when I'm not streaming, it's not doing that, so I'm not really sure. I'm going to need to really try to improve that by Tuesday. Jack Flash is in SD. Interesting. So yeah, let me do a couple of shout outs here, and I need to make some notes here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I really did have an agenda to bring you that coverage, but it went down. Very sad, very sad. Yeah, well, I think there's an issue. I'm aware there is an issue. I'm just not sure exactly why. They had a protest. Really? What was the Oh my gosh, give me just a second here. Yay. Let's see, what was the three arrests downtown. Okay, so this was a Breonna Taylor protest. Thousands march around. It's a Tribune. Well, apparently, that's the difference between a peaceful protest. Maybe, who knows? But I tell you guys, we are really. Yes. I'm behind. Shout out to Jack Flash. Shout out to JT Waterman. Are you guys in San Diego? Just FYI. Just FYI. Okay, Chrysler says he's not freezing either. So how about you guys? I don't know. You guys, if anytime you want to send any information to me directly, it's just blackspringwithautumn@gmail.com. You can send me things there. I appreciate it. I think it's on the page, but Shout out to JT Waterman. Yeah, I'm going to work on. JT is in Iowa. Cool. Yeah, well, it's like, the way things are going, people, some of the least likely states are being radicalized these days. And, think about, and that was a concept that didn't occur to me until, a lot of people are packing up, leaving states like, New York and of course California. But is that by design as well? Texas has been pretty much flooded, but I will echo this same sentiment. The people that are complaining about the policies, they pack up and leave these Democrat run or these liberal run states and cities, and then they just go back. They go to a new city and take those same ideas and same policy, and that's how they end up flipping the seats and flipping the electorates. Texas for one. Is it Austin? Yeah, there, and then I think, what is it that Michigan? I'm just doing some random things right now, guys. It's not exactly an agenda, but right here. Um, so what is it? You can vote up to how many days? I'm just saying, but you guys understand, if they to throw the way this election is going to be thrown into chaos, this does not look good. It's not a good look, not a good feel. So I think some states have even extended the voting all the way up to 10 days. 10 days additional to submit a vote. I mean, if they're going to do that, then why even do it this year? Why don't they just extend the voting all the way up until 2021? How about that? See, I remember Trump throwing that idea out there, but Crazy Chick Sheena says, I'm in Boston and people are leaving New York City. And yeah. She says Austin is like Berkeley. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if we're gonna drag this thing out, or if we're gonna have an integrity less, that's not a word, but if we're gonna have an election that doesn't have any integrity, then what are we doing? What are we doing? This will not be a nation by the people. It will not be It will not be represented by the people. It's a fraud, putting us with other failed democracies, right? So I'm telling you, when I see ballots in the dumpster, ballots in ditches, and then I hear the other side, there's no tampering with the mail. People getting out of dumpsters. That's a story that I'm also following. It's north of San Francisco, that those ballots were found in the dumpster, and they were trying to cover them up with cardboard. Jack Flash, yeah, right. You got to keep counting until you get what you want. Yeah. So New Yorkers are even moving to Boston, Connecticut, and Maine. Berkeley wants to outlaw candy bars now. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a kangaroo vote. It's a kangaroo election. Kangaroo courts, kangaroo elections, kangaroo candidate. Can you name it? Kangaroo. Full on kangaroo. I don't know, but like I said, I do think quite a few things are going to happen this week. So I'm not going to keep you guys too long. Like I said, I'm kind of a bummer that went down. But if I get it to come back up, if it comes back up, I will bring it back to you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on your Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well. And just give me 1 second. I want to check and make sure it's not up and running right now. I want to make sure it's not, that I'm not missing something here. And I will try to work on, I will work with that ISP. Find out what's going on. I actually could show you guys the beginning of that. The beginning of that rally was pretty good too. So maybe I'll bring you guys just a little bit of that before we close out. Yeah, there's about 20 minutes or so I can bring you with that, and then maybe we'll close out. Shout out to you, AZ Infidel. Good afternoon. All right, so I'm going to try to bring you that one right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. Hopefully it's not going to buffer too much. If it buffers too much, I'll just shut it down. Sound is very bad.
Can y'all hear me? Mic check.
Yeah, it's just a little bit distance and more ambient noise there. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. We won't waste it on that one. So shout out to you guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give a few shout outs, and I may drop a couple of links, and then we're gonna close this one out. And as soon as the rally pops up again, I will be back. Shout out to Crazy Chichina, The Definition of Anarchy, JT Waterman, Cold War Jesus, Old Head Deuce, AZ Infidel. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. I was saying to you guys, drop your links. Drop your links. I try to do that, but it can be a little bit of a juggle on that, because everything has changed. Not Facebook, but YouTube is a living and breathing CIA platform. I will drop a few links. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on your Sunday. I'm sure we won't be short on entertainment this week. Okay. Still going. Yes, but just FYI, my email address is blackspringwithautumn@gmail.com. If you wish to go there and send some communication, that's always fine to do. Shout out to everybody in the stream. I was dropping a few links here. Shout out to the loyal patrons and the subscribers, and shout out to the followers on Periscope. I really appreciate you guys. for tuning in. That is a new kind of a new following over there. Appreciate it. And the great thing about Periscope is that even if you can't watch, it'll continue to play in the background without some form of subscription. So that makes a difference. I mean, I'm kind of double down on a couple of channels for that reason, because like you can, unless you have I mean, you can do that if you're multitasking or if you're busy. You can always do your laundry and hear a podcast. And see, podcast is the other thing that I offer on via Patreon. So there are podcasts there, and that will just, you can just play those. Out to everybody in the stream. So you guys up to date? I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do a few more of these, and then we're gonna fold it in and pack it up. I'll read some comments before I go, and then we'll go. Check out the mask hacks, because I'm telling you, like the ante is up right about now, and at least you should know what you have access to and what's available out there. I am here in the background. I'm probably going to put a poll, just FYI, for a poll on the screen just for future references. Okay, let's see. Oops. No. Once again, I want to thank you guys for joining me whenever you can, because I know these are a little bit sporadic, but especially on the Moonlight streams. Those are fun. We talk about a lot of things, a lot of platform things, but then occasionally you get a rant in there. So I think those are the best rants after midnight. Make sure you guys are still subscribed to the channel. I'm noticing that I am not subscribed to channels, and I am, and I should be subscribed to channels. Shout out to everybody. Okay. All right, so that one's not quite there. Okay. All right, guys. Once again, I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. So I'm going to thanks so much, Jack Flash. Appreciate you guys. And if as soon as the rally comes back up, then I will be happy to bring it back for you. You guys have a great rest of the day, and please keep an eye on the community tab. And hopefully, I'll see you guys this week. And hang on a second. I got a message here from OHD. Is that okay to call you OHD? It might be more difficult to call you OHD instead of Old Head Deuce. Really, really. Oh, wow. You know what? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy your Sunday.